A very good morning, everyone. This is Abhilash along with Bharti. We are today joined together for another webinar on the importance of vaccination, that is, the getting vaccination to fight COVID-19 pandemic. So, for this webinar, we have with us two guests with us. I would like to welcome Dr. Kaushik Devraj, the President of Karnataka Registered Pharmacists Association, and Mr. Sunil Chiplankar, who is the Advisory Committee member for Karnataka Registered Pharmacists Association. Welcome to both of you, sir. Over to Bharti now.
Very good morning, everyone. Dear all, this COVID-19 vaccines, they are developed using some of the sciences that has been around for decades. So this COVID-19 vaccines are not experimental. They went through all the required stages of clinical trials. Extensive testing and monitoring have shown that these vaccines are safe and also effective. They can keep you from getting out and spreading the virus that causes COVID-19. This COVID-19 vaccines also help keeping you from getting seriously ill even if you don't get COVID-19. So, getting vaccinated yourself may also protect people around you, particularly people at increased risk for severe illness from COVID 19. There is still a lot we are learning about COVID 19 vaccines, and CDC is constantly reviewing evidences and updating guidance. We don't know how long protection lasts for those who are vaccinated. What we do know is that COVID 19 has caused very serious illness and death for a lot of people. If you get COVID 19, you also risk giving it to loved ones who may get very sick. Getting a COVID 19 vaccine is safe a choice. At this time, there are limited data on vaccine effectiveness in the people who are immunocompromised, including those taking immunocompromised medications. So, we shall know something more about these vaccines and getting vaccinated, and importantly by the learned people who are the dignitaries in our program. So I request the Dean, Student Affairs, Dr. Ratnakar ji, to welcome everyone to this webinar. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Very good morning. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome Shri Kaushik Devraj, President, Karnataka Registered Pharmaceutical Association, and also Director at Veena-Raj Technologies Private Limited, experts in the field of medicines, and Shri Sunil S. Chiplankar, present day's main speaker, who is Vice President Business Development, Group Pharmaceuticals, Bangalore, who is an authority to talk about the importance of vaccination. On this occasion, he is going to deliver a lecture on importance of vaccination to fight COVID-19 pandemic, which is the need of the hour. So when I approached both the speakers, they agreed very happily to do this because they want to educate a lot of people, especially youths, which is going to be definitely beneficial for all of us. Okay, both the speakers agreed very happily to do this for the benefit of the students and the mankind. I once again take this opportunity to welcome Shri Kaushik Devraj and Shri Sunil S. Chipnakar on my own behalf and on behalf of ATME College of Engineering. Welcome you to this session, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dean sir. On this note, I would like to first invite our first resource person for the day, Dr. Kaushik Devraj, who is here with us to give the opening remarks for this session. Before we start with his remarks, we would like to introduce him to this gathering. Dr. Kaushik Devraj has completed his bachelor's from Sharda Vilas College of Pharmacy, Mysuru. He has completed his master's in regulatory affairs and has been awarded a doctorate from JSS College of Pharmacy, Mysuru, for his topics on challenges in approval of medical devices in ICH and selected countries. He has received quite a number of awards. To name a few, he has been elected as the president of Karnataka Registered Pharmacists Association for the second time. Earlier, he was the president from 2016 to 2019. He was also awarded the Swachhata Sarthi Award for the concept of MedSpin from the Principal Scientific Advisory to the Government of India in July 2021. He was one of the finalists for the grand finale of the Smart India Hackathon, which was held on the 2nd and the 3rd of 2019 at Hyderabad. He was also selected among the top 100 young leaders from Karnataka and has participated in Lead Prayana for 14 days in 2016-17. Another feather in the cap is that he is one of the first players in the Science Expo conducted at Sharda Village College of Pharmacy for extraction of caffeine from coffee seeds in 2012. He is very active with quite a number of professional and academic bodies. To name a few, he is there with the Indian Science Congress Association, the ISPOR, the Professional Society for Health, Economic and Outcomes Research, the Karnataka State Pharmacy Council. He has quite a number of publications to his name. He has published more than 5 international articles and 7 national articles. He has given various conferences and seminars, nearly 12 national conferences and 6 international conference seminars. He has worked in a various number of organizations. Presently, he's working with as the CEO of Vinaraj Technologies Private Limited, which deals with an service product called as the Saloon Guru. Previously, he has worked with Sattva Health Solutions, Eris Global, and Novo Nordisk Private Limited. It is a very happy thing for us, sir, for having you on this session. We take this opportunity to welcome you on behalf of the whole ATME family. Over to you now, sir.
Let me share my screen first. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are clear. You are clear.
First of all, very good morning. I sincerely thank the organizers for inviting me for this timely, organized webinar. First of all, let me thank Dr. Mahesh Ratnakar sir for organizing so smoothly and coordinating us from last 2-3 days. And thank you, Abhilash, for such a wonderful welcome. So before I proceed, let me share a small story of 2 camels. One is her mother, one is her calf. The 2 camels are walking, and the calf asks the mother, "Mom, why do we have a long neck?" So the mother tells the calf, so that we could see the water from a long distance and we could see the oasis. So this was the answer that was given by the mother. So few more steps. The calf asks one more question: "Why do we have thick eyelids?" So mother says, in the desert, whenever this is long, strong storm comes, so that we could protect our eye from the dust. So few more steps. The calf, the ATME students, very energetic, ask one more question: Mom, why do we have long legs? So the mom says, whenever we travel, there is a lot of ups and downs, so that we don't get our leg stuck in the middle. And after few minutes of more walking, the calf asks one more question: "Mom, why are we quarantined, or why are we in zoo?" So the mother says, "Because we have not been vaccinated now to proceed to come out of the place or from the zoo." So to proceed further, I think this is something that I think the present situation also is the same with most of the students, is that before going to college, we should all be vaccinated at least with first dose. So the whole coronavirus structures look like this. The size of it is 120 nanometer in diameter. So why COVID-19? What are the few of the queries that why COVID-19 is very much dangerous, or very much very much unstoppable? Is because it has a huge high mutation rate. I think if you could see a couple of days early also, one of the new variant was Delta plus. This is because it has a high mutation rate. That is why it's a little bit of dangerous. And it is present both in human as well as animal. If you could see what happened in the China, in Wuhan market, see, the first virus was busted in Wuhan laboratories. Then it was transferred to Wuhan meat market. Then it was transferred to bat. Then it went on to pangolins. Thereon. So that is where I think one of the advice that doctor gives to the patient who has recovered from COVID is because don't detach yourself from the pet animals. This is one of the main reason, and typically causes infection in respiratory, GIT, hepatic, and neurological systems. The first pathogenic virus was appeared in 2002 to 2003, causing severe acute respiratory syndrome (SARS) in China. The human coronavirus are believed to cause 10 to 30% upper respiratory tract infection in adult over the world. So the main structural component is it has four main component. Basically, it's made up of protein. As I said, it has 120 nanometer in diameter. It's basically a spike protein that is more dangerous because it binds to the host cell as a receptor. This is one of the main why we need to get vaccinated, and if you look at the why we need to get vaccinated will be thoroughly explained by our advisory member and superstar of our pharma by Sunil sir. And I think one of the success story of Israel is that all the members or all the people of Israel has been vaccinated with second dose also. And I think, that is because of limited population. I think India roughly around, if you could see a couple of days back, it was somewhere around 31 crore people have been vaccinated. The first dose people around 23 crores and remaining are been vaccinated by second dose also. So double masking is protective. Until unless you are having wearing the N95 mask, I think a lot of people say that whenever we are in whenever we go out to get milk or to get the daily needs, we wear that cotton cloths. So I think that's better that if we wear double mask in order to be more protective or more measurable. So Sunil sir says don't touch men. It's not what he meant. It's because of mouth, nose, and eyes. So there's a survey that was done. Roughly around every hour we touch 16 to 23 times our face in an hour. So how do we break the chain? So we need to I think most probably every advertisement comes up with that, wash your hands, and I think this is something that everyone should do, that follow this SOPs, because use your non-dominant hand to do most of the things. I think we should encourage digital payments. I think one of the better things that has happened in recent times because of COVID-19 is that there's a huge digital push. People are using a lot of payments, QR codes, payments. A lot of people have stopped going to banks, have opened in UPI account or net banking. This is something that has really pushed up, and it's also going to boost up the Digital India mission. I think the hand wash. I think this is the proper hand wash that we should also follow it. I think let me hand it over to Sunil sir for the more insight about this webinar. I think let us give more time to Sunil sir. I think I'm also excited to hear from Sunil sir.
Thank you, Dr. Kaushik. I think you can unshare your.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Thank you, Kaushik sir. That was indeed a good opening for the webinar session. Now we have with us the very learned person, Mr. Sunil S. Tiplunkar. To introduce him, Mr. Sunil S. Tiplunkar is a pharma professional with about 30 years of work experience in the sales, product management, marketing, and business development in domestic and international spheres. His professional objective is to gain and apply pharmaceutical marketing and general management skills and experience for improving organizational outcomes. Speaking about his academics, Mr. Sunil has completed his B.Pharm in 1990 from JSS College of Pharmacy, Mysore. He was the all-round best student boy. Next, after passing GATE 1990, a scholarship entrance exam, he completed his M.Pharm, that is a pharmacology, from Government College of Pharmacy, Bangalore in 1992, that is second rank to the department. During his work life through IGNOU, after passing the entrance exam into MAT 1996, Mr. Sunil S. Tiplunkar has obtained his MBA, that's in marketing, and PGDHRM, that is a postgraduate diploma in human resource management. He is currently pursuing his PhD in pharmaceutical science at JSS Mysore. Speaking about his professional career, Mr. Sunil S. Chitwankar has vast work experience in the field working sales management, product management, marketing management, training, and business development at domestic and international levels. He has served as medical marketing executive, first line manager, regional product manager, product and training manager, general manager, marketing and training, rightly VP business development and training. Mr. Sunil has worked in various companies including the Themis Pharmaceuticals, Jagdale Industries Limited, Jugat Pharma and Jagdale Life Science Division, Himalaya, Santemano and Samilabs. He has made important contributions in product launch, training marketing, product positioning, CME and CPE activity, and also established of products and processing including for ORSL, Botropoise, Botroclot, Mulumnia, Himalaya Baby Care, and Singles range and many others while handling the product portfolio in domestic and international markets. His dedication in for scientific management of product portfolio marketing for which he has handled coordination of marketing oriented scientific studies too. He has traveled across India and to 13 countries on professional work. At Group Pharmaceuticals, he is into physical marketing concepts, virtual marketing plus ground level marketing, plus special training modules, export oriented working, dental nuggets, G-Link app implementation, and technical collaboration with Columbia University for launch of botanical rinse. He has traveled to many countries over the globe. He has presented many international papers. He has been a resource person to many of the technical talks, and he's given the product talks in various veterinary colleges, symposiums in Rajasthan, in Bangalore, and various states and the countries. And he has been giving a scientific coordination for various projects in Yum Corps Manipal, JSS Mysore, King's Bangalore, MBJ Bangalore, Siddhaganga Pharmacy College Tumkur, Veterinary College Bangalore, and JSS MC Mysore. And it is very happy and we are glad to have you in this session, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, madam, for your kind introduction. First of all, greetings to all the young kids out there. Nice of you to come here. I'll surely regale you with lots of interesting stories and also grip you with some interesting information on vaccination. Special greetings to Dr. Kaushik, President of KRPA. My very special greetings to Dr. Ratnakar, Dean of the Engineering College, and my greetings to Mr. Abhilash, Dr. Mahesh, and Ms. Bharti. So without much further ado, let me begin my presentation. So I'm sure you are seeing the slide, and I will start the presentation. So is it okay? Everything in order? Can I proceed?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, we are good to
Okay,
go.
right. Thank you. So special greetings from KRPA, ATME College of Engineering, and we will deliberate on the important topic of why COVID-19 vaccination. Well, let us look into some very interesting features. Now, just imagine you have a date with the current trending film star, Rashmika Mandanna. She is a Kurgi, right? Next door to Mysore. And they say a lot of things can happen over coffee. So both of you go to have coffee at Cafe Coffee Day. And so let us assume that you are having coffee with Rashmika Mandanna. And when you are having coffee, suddenly you feel there is a loss of taste and a loss of smell. Just imagine, this is probably complementing the feverish feeling that you had in the morning. And you should be cautious. This is probably COVID-19. Because what is peculiar to COVID-19 is not only the persistent cough, the fever, feverish feeling, but what is called as anosmia, loss of smell, and ageusia, which is the loss of taste. In addition, doctors have seen that there could be diarrhea to the patient or other kinds of such symptoms, including skin rash with the newer types of strains coming in. COVID-19's loss of smell can be so problematic that in COVID-19 patients today, special smell training is given in Paris so that they can start recognizing the different types of odors. Yes, the different types of signs and symptoms include the fever, fatigue, sore throat, muscle pain, dry cough, and very importantly, shortness of breath. So a dozen symptoms have been identified by WHO and other important organizations. So if an individual is experiencing the fever or chills, if he is having cough, especially with shortness of breath, difficulty in breathing, and if there is fatigue, muscle or body ache, headache, loss of taste and smell, sore throat, congestion and runny nose, nausea or vomiting and diarrhea, then probably this is COVID-19. Why symptoms are important is the RT-PCR test, gold standard for detecting COVID-19 in a patient, is only 70% effective. There could be certain cases which are recognized only through the symptoms. So symptoms are very important. Hats off to you all engineers, because today COVID-19 management is through the engineering device that was invented by Takuo Aogi. He invented this modern pulse oximeter. And as per this pulse oximeter, you have to use it on the middle finger or the right thumb. And if the oxygen saturation is between 94 to 99 or up to 100, that means this is a normal oxygen saturation. Basically, patients are measured by temperature, blood pressure, pulse, and respiratory rate. But thanks to you engineers, the fifth vital sign has come into the dynamics of patient population assessment, and that is the oxygen level. So basically, you will be knowing that this oxygen saturation is measured by seeing the transmission of the light through the blood, because if the hemoglobin is more bound to the oxygen, that means there will be a change in the absorption of the light, and that is measured by this oximeter. So if it is above 94, then it is fine. Why this oxygen is measured? There is an important aspect called as silent hypoxia. Now, what is silent hypoxia or happy hypoxia is, even if the individual COVID-19 patient is having hypoxia, still he will have all normal behavior. He will be very alert, and it appears that he does not seem to have air hunger. He seems to be very calm, cool, and normal. This asymptomatic hypoxia or silent hypoxia is probably because the COVID-19 virus is affecting the brain functioning. So what a dangerous and devastating disease this is. Insidiously, this disease is causing happy hypoxia. So this silent hypoxia is confusing. That is why in every home today, along with the thermometer, they keep the oxygen pulse oximeter also. The causative microbe is SARS-CoV-2. Now this is a positive sense RNA beta coronavirus. Now this sounds a mouthful. Basically what it means is there is a protein covering for the RNA, ribose nucleic acid, which is the genetic material inside this coronavirus. And there are lots of spike proteins studding this entire surface. Now this ball-like structure is transmitted in the air through aerosols from the human population as well as animal population. Now once it transmits, it goes to the nasal cavity and the oral cavity, where there are specific receptors or binding sites for this virus. So that spike protein has two protein subunits, S1 and S2. So in a similar to lock and key, this S1 and S2 receptor, spike protein will come and join the receptor. And once it joins the receptor on the host cell, the virus assimilates into the host cell. Once it assimilates into the host cell, controls the cellular machinery and makes photocopies of itself and infects other host cells, and there are devastating complications and COVID-19 infection is said to occur in that patient. This is a zoonotic infection, which means the infection has jumped from the animal population to human beings. If any infection goes from human beings to animal population, that is also called as a zoonotic infection. All viruses are obligate intracellular parasites. It means compulsorily they will survive only inside the host cell, and they seem to have only two objectives: replication and mutation. That is why they are dangerous. Today, if there are devastating consequences in society because of the spread of COVID-19, it is not about paranoia, panic, or fear. Please understand. The devastating health consequences are: we overburden the medical systems, hospitals, there are no beds, there is no availability of oxygen, and all this complicates the situation. In the second wave, almost every family in India has some neighbor, far relation, elderly person who has suffered death or morbidity or loss of quality of life due to COVID-19. So two things are important. One is COVID-19 appropriate behavior to prevent the infection from occurring in you, and internally you should strengthen your immunity. That is the only way, which is the way forward. The whole story started in Wuhan, where lots of wildlife animals are sold, like for example, bear meat, bat meat, dog meat. Yes, all these things are sold in Wuhan in China. And probably from the bat, which is a reservoir of viral pathogens, the virus has moved from that bat your body to a pangolin. Pangolin is another animal which is liked for its meat delicacy as well as the scales, because they are said to have some sort of healing powers. So from there it jumped to the pangolin, from pangolin to the human population. So you can imagine what are the challenges that are happening. You may be liking Batman, but the real bat is a reservoir. A lot of viruses are there. In fact, the MERS, Middle East respiratory syndrome, that particular disease, the virus came from the bat to the camel, and because camel meat is consumed, it went into the human population. Similarly, the SARS-CoV-2 has come from the pangolin. From the bat, it has jumped to the pangolin. From pangolin, it has come to the human population. This is the current theory about it. So what is the various comments which you can see about the viruses? Well, Amul, homecoming snack, says Wuhan se yahan le aaye. So that is regarding the spread of the virus. They are saying better safe than sorry. Amul, always safe. So wash your hands. There is a technique to wash your hands. You have to put the soap, lather it well for at least 20 seconds in between the fingers as well as the palms and the thumb. This is the actual process in which the hand washing is effective to remove any adherent viruses. Please understand, virus has got protein and lipid on its covering. Lipid means fat, so that adheres to the skin to a greater level. Hence, it is important to practice hand hygiene and oral hygiene. Why oral and nasal hygiene? Because lots of ACE2 receptors are present in the nose and the oral cavity, which acts as the reservoir to trap the virus. Stay healthy, not hungry. Amol, lockdown in bread. Yahi karwana padega. What a beautiful creativity, isn't it? What we are trying to do with COVID-19 appropriate behavior is break the chain so that the curve becomes flat and we don't overwhelm the medical and hospital care systems with too many cases of COVID-19. Yahi karwana padega. Flatten it with bread, Amol. No waiting if you are 18, because today the vaccination shots are available for all the 18 plus group. Shot in the arm, Janta. Amul, wax below, packs below. What a fantastic and creative advertisement that you have to take the vaccination. India is the largest producer of the vaccines. We have state-of-the-art technology. In fact, I will surprise you. As per the WHO program, 1 in 3 vaccines which are administered through WHO program are all manufactured in India. India is the hub of vaccine manufacturing. Not only Serum Institute and Bharat Biotech, so many companies are there that are manufacturing the vaccines. So COVID-19 appropriate behavior and vaccination, both are important. What is happening with this COVID-19 virus? Imagine you have entered into a room where a person has smoked a cigarette. You will still get the smell. Now that is how the virus is behaving. It will be there, lodged in that closed room. So that is why you have to be careful. It is easy for this transmissibility to happen. When you talk, 2.5 microscopic saliva droplets are uttered with every word, and that spray carries, which is invisible to the eye, the viral pathogens. And when it lodges into the oral cavity or the nasal cavity with lots of ACE2 receptors, there will be the transmission of the viral genome, that is the RNA, into the cell. And the cell will start manufacturing the viruses, and the colonization of the entire body starts with the viruses. That's how the viral load increases. Just see how beautifully it is shown, the ACE2 receptor which attracts the COVID-19 SARS-CoV-2 virus. Happy recovery from COVID-19. 97 to 98% of people will recover, but this 3% will suffer a lot of damage and maybe even death. Even gorgeous Tamanna Bhatia has suffered COVID-19. She had the same symptoms, that is losing the sense of taste, smell, fatigue and body ache. Thinking about it makes you feel very uncertain, and I also feel low when I suffered from this COVID-19. And what she says, whatever your age is, the virus can affect you. Now students, if an old scientist says this same sentence, you may not believe him, but your own heroine, the star whom you like, she is also saying, because she has suffered this virus infection. Akshay Kumar has also been hospitalized due to COVID-19 virus. Shilpa Shetty, her entire family got COVID-19 except her. It was fascinating. That's because she is a yogi. She does lot of yoga and she is very fit. So Shilpa Shetty was RT-PCR negative, no signs and symptoms of COVID-19, although her entire family had COVID-19. So which means yoga, which stimulates immunity, is having lot of protective effect. Immunity means your first line of defense, that is the skin and the mucous membrane. It should be very good, robust. And inside your body, the WBCs should do their three activities, which is the phagocytosis, cell eating, production of the antibodies, and also production of the various antiviral and antibacterial proteins. You see, this entire body has got frenemies. Friend plus enemy is frenemy. So the microbiome, the microorganisms which are there in our oral cavity, nasal cavity, gastrointestinal tract, from mouth to the anus, everywhere microbes are there. There are good microbes and there are disease causing. If the disease causing microbe level goes up, you start suffering the infection and the disease. So we should keep the good microbe level up and keep the bad microbe level down. So infection happens when the rapid multiplication of the tissue of the bacteria or the virus is there with tissue damage. Any foreign body is called as the antigen. And whenever the antigen is present inside the body, please understand, this is all at nano material level, nano size level. Antibodies are continuously produced by the WBCs, mainly B lymphocytes. Antibodies are like missiles. Recently in Israel, there were missiles shot by the Palestinians, and the Israelis had another missile which will go and counteract that Palestinian missile. So this way, the antigen is liquidated by the antibody. So antibody level should be very high. Both are proteins. Antigens are proteins, antibodies are also proteins. How to increase this antibody level? There are different types of antibodies. Immunoglobulin G. Yes, it sounds a mouthful, but it is very easy if you pronounce it 2-3 times. Immunoglobulin G is the main type of antibody in the blood, and immunoglobulin A in the mucosa, which levels should go up. So these are the WBCs which help fight through phagocytosis, production of antimicrobial bodies, and the antibodies. Phagocytosis is done by various cells in the body, that is the immune cells, including T lymphocytes. Now this goes, attacks the virus and engulfs and digests it. That is called phagocytosis. So various types of lymphocytes, the T lymphocytes are responsible for phagocytosis. B lymphocytes produce the antibodies. So T lymphocyte will stimulate the B cell to produce antibody, and you've got T cells which kill the foreign invader also. So T cells, B cells, T and B, TB, T and B, remember these two are the helper for you. So COVID-19 occurs in 3 stages. Initial stage, where the viral response is happening, it is not causing much signs and symptoms. It is the early infection. If you overcome that, well and good. It should not go to the lung or the pulmonary phase. If it goes to the pulmonary or lung phase, that's it. Then it becomes very dangerous. It is 50-50 condition. So lot of interesting signs and symptoms will happen, including the clotting of the blood, gastrointestinal damage, kidney damage. Virtually every organ gets damaged. After the lungs are damaged, every other organ gets damaged due to COVID-19. If you look at the lung X-ray, the lung will be as if the broken glass is there. So that way the damage will occur on the lungs. The COVID toes will also occur where there is inflammation and redness. In this case of Dr. E, his skin color changed because of the COVID-19 as well as the treatment which was given. So he had to suffer this. Incidentally, one doctor recovered. He got back his skin color. So mild, moderate, and severe are the 3 types of COVID-19. And if it goes to moderate and severe, it means the cytokine storm has occurred, and that is dangerous. Lot of damage is occurring to the kidneys, heart, brain, and other organs. The autopsy or post-mortem report of a COVID-19 patient found that 15 hours after the death, the virus was still there in the nose and throat. And when they examined the lungs, normally this should weigh, both the lungs, 600 grams to 700 grams. But this lung was like a leather cricket ball, and it was 2.1 kgs. So you can imagine what a devastating effect and disastrous consequence of the COVID-19. Even in the Spanish pandemic influenza 1918 to 1919, lot of deaths had occurred, and you have the various types of quarantining. Please understand, vaccination has saved humanity. Edward Jenner found that certain milkmaids were not getting smallpox, which is a very deadly viral disease. And there is a cowpox, which is also a virus present in the cows. So these milkmaids, they seem to have got some sort of immunity against smallpox. So he took an amount of that contaminated fluid from the cows and from smallpox patient and administered it to his own son. And he became known as the father of immunology, because smallpox is currently not there in humanity at all. Smallpox, which killed 10 to 20% of the population, is no more there thanks to vaccination. This is how the smallpox victim looks like. You can see it is a horrendous disease. The skin is completely damaged. And the last person to get this smallpox was Janet Parker in 1978. So smallpox vaccination drives were done in schools in various places across UK and the world. And that's how vaccination stamped out this entire smallpox. Today we are confronted with COVID-19, and thanks to our technologists, we are having various types of vaccines. Here you can see how the COVID-19 is docking with the ACE2 receptor. The man behind the Covaxin is Dr. Krishna Ella, who was born in 1969. Well, why I have underlined this 1969? Well, that's the only thing I have common with him. Well, that's a joke. Please smile and laugh. Well, Dr. Krishna Ella and wife Suchitra, they established Bharat Biotech in 1996, and this organization is dedicated to the development of low-cost vaccines for hepatitis. This is the largest producer of rabies vaccine in the world. So all Indian companies are doing very well in the vaccine industry. Ella was born to middle-class parents. He studied BSc Agriculture at the University of Agricultural Sciences in Bangalore. He got a gold medal. This is the University of Agricultural Sciences, Bangalore. From there, he went to do his MS in plant pathology. He did his PhD also from Wisconsin, Madison. And there also, it was a PhD in plant pathology. But then he switched to molecular biology and then decided to set up a vaccine manufacturing unit in Hyderabad. And today, his passion for vaccine production has led to him becoming a major producer of veterinary vaccines, food processing, and so on. Now, Bharat Biotech didn't do this alone. They collaborated with National Institute of Virology and ICMR. ICMR helped conduct the human clinical trials. Please understand, he is the only person, Dr. Krishna Ella, who has found a vaccine for the Zika virus, which causes abnormal birth in the abnormal presentation of neonates, children. So there will be a bigger head for such children. It's called hydrocephaly. So his idea was first to create a cheap hepatitis vaccine, but he went on to develop chikungunya and Zika vaccines. He has 140 global patents, and his company and himself has got 100 national and international awards, and even from the Prime Minister of India. So Covaxin, which is developed from a strain of the SARS-CoV-2, is Indian invention, doing very well, and this uses a proven technology called whole virion inactivated virocell technology. What it means is you take the entire virus, and this virus is grown in the African green monkey's kidney epithelial cells. And after it is grown, it is inactivated completely by pouring or dipping it into beta propiolactone. It's a chemical. Once this inactivation occurs, that virus will not cause any infection. So the strain which has been used is the one provided by National Institute of Virology, and the strain number was 770. And the code word for Covaxin was BBV152. So this gives very good immunity against the COVID-19. And this is how the spike protein is intact in the inactivated virus, and the genes are also inactivated. So this inactivated virus is given to the human being through Covaxin. That is a beautiful and well-established technology which is used for polio vaccine, rabies vaccine, and hepatitis A vaccine also. So with the 28-day period, 2 shots of this Covaxin has to be taken. Phase 3 trial has established around, you can say, approximately 80% efficacy for this Covaxin. So it is a well accepted efficacy also. They are also working on intranasal vaccine. So you have to just administer like nasal drops and you will get the vaccination into your body. Sometimes vaccine allergy occurs not due to the virus, but because of other ingredients which are there in that vial. But that is also very rare. Please understand, the main genetic material is DNA, which is converted into mRNA. Like mRNA is created from the DNA molecule, a photocopy is created. This mRNA will carry the same information as the DNA, and that mRNA will help in the manufacturing of the protein at the ribosome in the cell. Just remember this flowchart, this algorithm. Now, what happens is, you can see here the mRNA has come onto the ribosome and the manufacturing of the protein will take place. So this mRNA technology has also been used in vaccines. You must have heard that the Russian vaccine is coming, and that is the Sputnik vaccine. Sputnik was basically a spacecraft, but today they have named that virus also, the vaccine also, as the Sputnik. This has been invented by Gamaleya National Center of Epidemiology, which was founded in 1891 So you can have confidence on this vaccine also. Lot of research has been done, and this organization has got a grip on how to make vaccines, including they have done the vaccine for rabies disease also in Russia in 1886. Every organization will have its specialty. So this has got a virus library, and the platform they use is called as adenovirus technology. Adenovirus is a DNA virus which is commonly present in the human throat and the oral cavity. So they take this adenovirus, they take the DNA, and they take the RNA gene from the virus, and they stitch it into this DNA of the adenovirus. Just imagine, that is called recombinant DNA technology. They are masters at that technology, and Sputnik contains this recombinant DNA with the spike protein RNA, and that in a adenovirus that is injected. So Dhoni has got this helicopter shot. Gamaleya has got that technological platform of doing the DNA adenovirus technology. Sputnik 5 is 2 doses. So that is basically 2 different adenoviruses are used, so that the efficacy is far better. They are also launching Sputnik Light, which is the first dose of the Sputnik 5. So you have got excellent, approximately 80% efficacy with Sputnik also, and there are hardly any, what do you say, side effects. So this is also well accepted, and this is coming from Russia with love. You can, if you get a chance to get this Sputnik vaccine, you can go with confidence, because this shall be marketed by DRL, Dr. Reddy Labs, which is also a very big company. So this is about the Sputnik 5 vaccine. I will not go too much into the details of how the manufacturing of this vaccine is occurring. Basically, please understand, when this mRNA comes in, on the ribosome, the synthesis of the spike protein inside the host cell will occur, and this spike protein will go to the surface. T cells will come and kill this host cell, and because of the presence of the spike protein, antibody missiles are produced, which will help in destroying the antigen, which is this SARS-CoV-2 virus. So that is how the antibody production takes place. So this is the confident Vladimir Putin, who is sure that Sputnik is a very valuable vaccine. Then we have got Covishield, which is from Serum Institute. This is also similar to Sputnik. Remember, I told you they use human adenovirus there for the recombinant DNA. But in this Covishield, they are not using the human adenovirus, they are using the chimpanzee adenovirus. So Covishield is a GMO product, genetically modified organism product. So what they do is, they take the chimpanzee adenovirus, and in that DNA they put the RNA of the spike protein, and they stitch a new genetic material, and they give this as an injection. So Covishield is also a very good vaccine that has got a mastery on the concept of DNA inside an adenovirus. So you can see how this virus is presenting the recombinant DNA that carries the message of how to produce antibody. A vaccine will never cause viral infection, but it is suboptimal dose just to stimulate the immunity to produce the antibodies. So this is a rugged vaccine which can be stored at 2 to 8 degrees centigrade. You must have heard of a company called Biological Events. In fact, this was the first company in India to manufacture vaccines in 1962. Not Serum Institute, but Biological Events. They are also doing research. They are the largest producer of tetanus vaccine in the world, and also the snake antivenom in the world. Their vaccines are going to 100 countries. And they are also the manufacturers of Biological Events, and a lady, granddaughter of the founder of that company, Mahima Datla, she is the one who is heralding a change with the new type of vaccine for the Biological Events vaccine. They have got 4 manufacturing facilities. They have tied up with Baylor College of Medicine in USA, and this will be launched in 1 or 2 months. The unique thing about this is there is no RNA, there is no DNA. They have taken a portion of the spike protein. They have manufactured that spike protein portion in the lab. It's called recombinant protein. Put it into a vial and 2 doses of this medicine has to be administered. So this will be costing only 110 rupees per dose. It is going to be a revolutionary vaccine, and this is in collaboration with Baylor College of Medicine. 28 days apart, you have to administer this vaccine. Why I'm giving you these thrilling details is, please understand, so much of science, technology, learning has gone in. So these vaccines are all robust, and we Indians are very good at this vaccine game. So you can feel confident to go and get that vaccine. A bit of feverishness will come, but you just take paracetamol, Dolo 650, and you're through with that. So this is an interesting vaccine candidate from our own IISc. Similar to what Baylor College of Medicine is doing, they are also taking a small fragment of the spike surface protein and trying to produce this. Now, after the vaccination is there, sometimes breakthrough infection will occur if the COVID-19 appropriate behavior is not there, because new strains are coming of this virus which may not be covered by the vaccine. Zydus Cadila is almost launching another technology vaccine called as plasmid DNA vaccine. So plasmids are there in the bacteria. They have taken a portion of that gene which produces the spike protein from the virus and inserted it into the plasmid of the bacterium, which you can see, and that is given as an intradermal injection. Just what a fascinating thing they have done. That recombinant DNA is given intradermally, and that will start producing the antibodies, stimulating the antibody production. So this is the recombinant DNA technology, but this is a 3-dose vaccine, and they are claiming can be given to children also. So this is how the new DNA technology. Why I'm giving you these insights is for you to build confidence. We have got mRNA technology, DNA plasmid technology. We have got subprotein subunit technology, whole virion inactivated technology. All these are coming in favor of the Indians so that they can get the vaccination. They are even working on a oral vaccine. Oravax is the company. It is a joint venture between an Israeli company as well as an Indian company. They are creating an oral vaccine, a capsule, and this will be a triple antigen vaccine which contains not only portion of the spike protein, membrane protein, but also the small membrane protein. So much excitement in the vaccine space. So you can be rest assured that you should take the vaccine. Always respect the medical professional. There was a boatman and a donkey. The donkey, unfortunately, after going to the middle of the river, kicked the boatman out of the boat. Imagine what happened. The donkey was stranded. Always respect the medical professional. He is also human. Some mistakes may happen from that end and from our end, but respect the medical profession. Going forward, wear 2 masks and ensure that you don't touch men. Break the chain. Use the non-dominant hand to touch the contact surfaces. Encourage digital payment. Wash correctly as I described. It has to be on both the surfaces in between the fingers. The nails have to be washed like this, and this is the thumb that has to be washed. This is the right approach to washing, either with the soap or you can use the hand sanitizer also. Carry a pocket sanitizer with you. If required, wear the gloves and the face shield if you feel there is more exposure happening to you. The fundamental law of protection is, imagine every individual is an asymptomatic carrier of COVID-19. So obviously you will start taking all the safeguards yourself. Why you should vaccinate? You will definitely 100% avoid becoming a severe COVID-19 case. If you become a severe COVID-19 case, it is 50-50. Vaccination will prevent the spread of COVID-19. And third benefit, we can go back to our normal living. Vaccination is the way forward. Whether it is Covaxin, Covishield, Sputnik or any other vaccine, please take it. The harm is negligible. The benefit is far better. Israel today has become a picture story of the success of COVID-19 vaccination. Their COVID deaths is zero because just 60% population vaccination, the COVID-19 deaths have hit zero. And today, you can go to Tel Aviv without a mask. There is no social distancing and people are enjoying their normal life. CDC of USA says fully vaccinated people can resume activities without wearing a mask or physical distancing. So you can imagine the power of vaccination. Vaccine hesitancy is because you don't have the confidence on the vaccine. I have given you the confidence by giving you the science and technology and the science of COVID-19. Complacency, we are postponing it, not taking the risk to go and getting the vaccine. Don't be complacent. Your college authorities are ready to administer the vaccine and they are promoting the vaccination concept. Hats off to them. I compliment the college authorities. Don't show complacency. Everybody is supporting vaccination. Convenience. Today in places like Mysore, it is very convenient for getting the vaccine. Please get the vaccine. So in today's deliberations, we have seen what are the signs and symptoms of COVID-19. I have given you a bird's eye view of the types of vaccines, the precautions that you should generally take, and the benefits of vaccination, and also ensure that there is no need for vaccine hesitancy. And yes, if you get a date with this young lady, please go to Cafe Coffee Day and have a cup of coffee. Thank you very much. And if I have overshot the time, please forgive me. I hand it over to the moderator.
Thank you very much, Sunil sir, for this very elaborate and very interesting talk. The science behind vaccination and its manufacture was very clearly explained. I'm sure most of our students have enjoyed listening to whatever you had to say. We now have come to the end of the session, but before we close, we are keeping the session open for the students. If you have any queries or questions, I think you should shoot them now. I'm keeping the chat open. You guys can post your questions in the chat. If there are any queries, I think our presenters would definitely take them for you. Please post your questions in the chat box.
I can't see the chat box. I think you will have to read the questions.
I'll read it out, sir. I'll read it out. I'll definitely do that. Mahesh sir seems to be raising his hand. Sir, I am giving you the mic permission. Mahesh sir, you should be able to talk now. Mahesh Lohit sir.
Audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible now.
Hello, sir. I liked your speech, and I got to know about the importance of getting vaccinated. Yes. And to tell you, I have got both the shots, and I am completely, now safe. But I wanted to know, are there any? See, people they think that there are side effects or something, some myth-like thing. Can you just elaborate it so that people can? Get vaccinated?
Okay, so you have got some issue with the Pfizer's vaccine. Okay, most of the issues that have come up is with relation to the mRNA vaccine, which is also a new technology vaccine, which is not launched in India. It is observed in Israel that some of the patients had heart inflammation. Some of the elderly 80+ age group patients had heart inflammation to a small extent. Second, there were some patients who also had in the elderly age group of 80+ blood clotting side effect. So that doesn't come to us in India because we have not launched the mRNA vaccines in India. So you need not bother about that. Most of the side effects that have been talked about is with relation to the feverishness, fever feeling which comes, which is managed with Dolo 650. It will come suddenly at about 6 or 7 hours after the vaccine. and it is there for about 1.5 days, then suddenly it goes away also. This is how I have observed it on myself also when I took Covishield. Another point is, from Kerala, there have been some reports of some nerve disease happening due to the Covishield, but they have not proven it still. The causal effect is not seen to be only this vaccine, because they were all aged subjects, and we are not sure why actually that particular nerve disease has happened. So that is also ruled out currently. For the young guys, there is no issue at all. Whatever has happened is for the elderly age groups, 60, 70, 80-year age group people. Yes.
Thank you, sir. It is correct because I am safe and healthy. So there are no side effects.
Right, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, boss.
Thank
Yes,
you, Mahesh sir. I
Abhilash.
think Gorbal sir has raised his hand. I have given you the microphone permission, sir. You can unmute and raise your query. Gorbal sir. Okay, I think we have one more query from Shashank S. Nagarkar. Please unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I have a question. Like, suppose an elderly person got infected and had severe lung damage, but they got successfully treated with all the remdesivir and other doses, maybe even the Fabiflu. So, thinking that they are safe now, they have come out of the COVID. Still, they have they any need to take vaccination, or we can just say they are fine, they can stay.
As per the medical science, after 3 months, they have to take the routine vaccination schedule. After 3 months.
Shashank, just imagine that you have got the first dose and you have been affected with COVID-19. After you're being cured with the disease, after 2 months you can take for the first dose. I think as soon as you're told, if at all not taken any dose, I think you can take after 3 months.
Yeah, currently it's 3 months.
3 months.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yes, Nagarkar.
Okay, I think we have one more query from Ravi Kumar sir. Sir, I have given the mic to you. You can unmute, sir.
Kumar here, and sir, my question is, my wife got infected positive after she got the second dose of vaccination. So now, does she require to take after some 30 days or 60 days again the vaccination, or is it over for her?
No, the vaccination schedule is completed. Unfortunately, it is a case of breakthrough infection, which I also referred to in my slides.
Yes.
So breakthrough infection happens even though the person is vaccinated, he gets the disease. So after that, there is no vaccination. And very interestingly, I'll just share, I mean, this thought came to my mind, Mr. Ravi. The flu vaccines are there, okay? There is a trivalent and pentavalent flu vaccines are there from Glaxo.
Okay.
In Brazil, they have seen these flu vaccines are also protective against COVID-19. This is the latest research which has come. And another interesting point is that now the next level is they are manufacturing, including the Sputnik, newer vaccines which will be covering the variant also, because different Rupantri variants are coming in. Now probably, unfortunately, in this case which you referred, it should be a variant which has got infected, variant infection has taken place, which was not covered by the vaccine. So there will be an annual booster dose to be given. So this saga will continue, in my opinion, for at least 3 to 5 years till the the chain is broken. That is the long and end of it.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Ravi sir. I think we have another query from Nagraj. I'm unmuting you, Nagraj. Nagraj, you have mic permissions. You can ask your query, please. Please unmute yourself.
Sir, good afternoon, one and all. Sir, it's I'm really thankful to conducting these sessions, and I gain lot of more knowledge from you, sir. Even I had a doubt of vaccinating, whether it will get any problem or not. But now I gained a lot more confident of vaccinating, so I will get vaccinated. Thank you so much for.
Please understand, folks, there is lot of science and technology in this. It is brilliant science and technology. It's so exciting to go through how the production of vaccines research is occurring. So don't think that there is not much backup for it. Have confidence.
Thank you, Nagaraj, for sharing that with us. I think our Dean Academics, Dr. Govinda Gowda, has raised his hand. I've given you the mic permission, sir. You can unmute. Sir does not seem to be. Sir, yeah, you are audible, sir. You are audible now.
Sir, namaste, sir. Very excellent presentations and given information to all look and corners of the thing. See, my question is, Covishield is having 76% of efficacy, and Covaxin is having more than 80% efficacy. But the span of duration from first dose to second dose for the Covishield is 84, minimum 84 days. For the Covaxin is just 28 days. So then what is the reason? Because the Covishield also is more producing more antibodies, it is saying. But even though efficacy for Covaxin is more, but you have to take in the interval of 28 days. But efficacy is little low for the Covishield. Why we have to wait for another 84 days?
Okay, thank you, Dean, sir, for that question. Very important point. The basic reason why the difference in the number of days is between the first and second dose, the technologies are different. So in Covaxin, they are using the inactivated whole virion technology, which is well established and used routinely for rabies, polio, as well as the influenza vaccines. Whereas this Covishield is using the adenovirus vector technology, and there they're using chimpanzee adenovirus technology. So obviously, due to the difference in this, the response for in terms of antibody production is different from due to the technology aspect. And why they have said up to 12 weeks is that they have observed, see, this is a evolving science. They have observed that even up to 100% efficacy is seen in some of the studies with Covishield at 12 weeks. So that is why they have given the window now 8 to 12 weeks for the second dose. And as far as Covaxin is concerned, they have given this 28 days because the technological difference is there. So that is the only reason why the difference. And in real world evidence, even though there will be a 3-4% difference between the 3-4% difference between the efficacy, in real world it doesn't really matter. They are almost the same. It is only in the clinical studies they see some amount. Like for example, Sputnik vaccine, they have seen 91% efficacy, 91 to 91.5% efficacy. So doesn't mean that Sputnik is better than this vaccine. There are so many other factors because there's a biological system. But why? And what WHO says, if a vaccine has got 50% efficacy, it is sufficient. It is effective. WHO standard is only 50% efficacy. Thank you.
Because efficacy refers to the belief, no? It is not efficiency, it is the belief. Efficacy means it is a belief in the people.
It's not belief, sir. They measure the antibody level. So correct. In pharmaceutical terms, efficacy is the chemical level.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir.
Thank you. Thank you for your good clarification.
Thank you, Dr. Gowda, sir. Yes, Abhilash, sir. You are muted.
Thank you, sir. Dean, sir. I think there's now another query from Kirtana. Kirtana seems to have raised her hand. Ma'am, I've given you the microphone. You can unmute.
Hello.
Yes, madam.
Sir, my question is it advisable for a pregnant woman to get vaccination? Because in few cases, I have found that doctor advises the lady not to take vaccination. Is there any specific vaccine wherein they can take, or it is not at all advisable for them?
See, doctors are taking decisions based on data, madam. And there is no clinical trial that has been done on pregnant and lactating women. Even for children, they have just started. So doctors are fearing what the effect will be. Like, we don't know, right? Because it is not ethical to give the vaccine if you don't know, if it has not been studied. So I will not suggest that you give the vaccine for the pregnant and lactating women. They have to observe COVID-19 appropriate behavior. Vaccination not possible, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Kaushik, you are on mute. Unmute ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾತಾಡಿ.
Okay, but there was a study that was done on menses, like if you are in the period, that you can take the vaccine during that period also.
Thank you, speakers. Now I think we are still waiting on any other queries, guys. If you have any, please raise them. They have answered quite a number of questions for us. Any more queries? Nandan, I'm giving you the mic now. Nandan, you have the mic. You can unmute and raise your query.
Sir, what about BP, sugar, heart problem patients can take?
That is okay. They can take. No issues.
Sir, taking tablets, they are taking directly vaccine?
Yes. They can take both the vaccine along with their tablets. No issues. They can go ahead. In fact, they have to take because they are more vulnerable to COVID-19.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Any other queries? Okay, I think they've addressed quite a number of queries for us, and we were very happy with the session. Thank you for making it very lively, sir, both of you. I think we come now to the end. No more queries from any of the participants, right? So I would like our Dean, Dr. Ratnakar ji, to thank our speakers today. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Abhilash. It was indeed a wonderful session by both the eminent speakers. Am I audible?
Yeah. Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
Okay. Because in my screen, there is nothing which was visible. I take this opportunity to express my sincere thanks to Dr. Kaushik Devraj and Dr. Sunil S. Chiplankar, who had agreed on our request to make this webinar happen, which can sensitize the students to about this vaccination. So I, on behalf of ETME College of Engineering and on my own behalf, thank Dr. Kaushik Devraj and Sunil sir for delivering this wonderful lecture. I thank all the participants who had witnessed this webinar for their patience hearing. I thank all of you. I take this opportunity to thank the heads of the departments, deans, on his absence, Principal Dr. L. Basavaraj and Chairman L. Harun Kumar for giving permission to conduct a webinar of this kind. We look forward to be associated with you, sir, for many more events like this at our college. I once again profusely thank Dr. Kaushik Devraj and Sunil S. Chiplankar for doing all the favors. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, boss. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Ratnakar, so one more thing before we could end, with your permission.
Yes, sir, please.
Yeah, I think recently what we have done, we have also doing a small program called as MedSpin. So it has been recognized by Ministry of Principal Secretary, Government of India. So we've installed a few of the boxes in some of the NIE College, Sharda Vilas, JSS College, and many more colleges. What we do is that, you know, the expired medicine and unused medicine, we put it in a box, and we do a recycle in our company.
Fine, sir.
Small company.
Yeah.
So, if with your permission, maybe in down the line, if you could associate with the same program or initiative, it will be
surely, sir. We are open for that. We'll take it forward. Thank you for extending your cooperation for that. We look forward to have such things. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Definitely, we'll take it forward.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ratnakar sir. Thank you, Kaushik sir. Thank you, Sunil sir. Thank you everyone for joining us. This is Abhilash and Bharti signing off.
Thank you everyone. Have a good day.